Business income coverage replaces lost storage revenue, actually any revenue stemming from your warehouse operations, if the building is damaged or destroyed by a covered cause of loss. Moving and storage companies have a variety of sources of revenue that stem from their warehouse operations, such as monthly storage income, increased valuation charges, warehouse handling. The business owner might also rent out a portion of their warehouse and have that rental income. And in the event that a claim occurs where there is damage to the building that interrupts these operations, business income coverage would support all of that lost revenue, giving the mover a very substantial leg up as they resume their normal operations. Business income coverage is triggered by a covered cause of loss on the commercial property policy. That means that if damage to the building is excluded by the property coverage, that the business income would not apply. A common example of this would be the earthquake and flood exclusions on most property policies. So if your building is damaged from an earthquake or flood, the building itself would not be covered and the business income coverage would not apply. A more common example where we do see business income coverage kicking in is if there's a fire at the warehouse facility. That fire is covered by the property policy and therefore the business income would also apply. In that scenario, you would need to consider the monthly storage revenue that you're earning from your clients in storage, any revenue from increased valuation charges, warehouse handling charges, the payroll of any employees who are dedicated to working in the warehouse, plus also the cost to relocate to a new temporary facility. The business income coverage would cover all those expenses plus ongoing expenses like the rent at the temporary facility, utilities at the temporary facility, a variety of items. Without the business income coverage, this interruption to your storage operations and the need to relocate could be a huge financial burden. When a mover is determining an adequate business income limit, there's many factors they need to consider. They need to consider the income from their storage operations, such as the monthly storage revenue, the payroll of any employees that are dedicated to working in the warehouse facility. If they rent any portion of their warehouse building to another tenant, that can be covered by business income as well. And they also need to think about the expenses they might incur if they need to relocate to a temporary facility. Business income coverage is subject to a coinsurance clause. That means that the limit set on the policy needs to be within a certain percentage of the actual amount of the potential loss. Business income coverage is part of the commercial property policy and is one of the most important types of coverage that a moving and storage company can have. It will provide a steady source of revenue while the company is relocating and getting back on their feet after experiencing what could otherwise be a devastating loss.